Helping people feels like love, but sometimes it's control in disguise. It usually starts somewhere else. It starts when you felt powerless, when things around you didn't feel stable, when you didn't feel in control of your own life, your own emotions, or even how people treated you. And in that space, something gets learned quietly. If I can be useful, I have value. If I can help, I have a place. If I can fix things for other people, maybe I won't be the one who gets left behind. Helping others gave you purpose when you didn't know who you were without it. Not because it was your calling, because it was your way of staying emotionally safe. And over time, that survival strategy became your identity. You learned to stay useful to avoid being abandoned. So now being needed feels safe. It feels familiar. And if we're being honest, it even feels good. Because being needed gives you something subtle. It makes you feel important. It makes you feel emotionally necessary, like your presence has weight in someone else's life. And without realizing it, it can start to feed the ego in a quiet way. Not just significance, but pride. But it still isn't love. And the lines start to blur. Because at some point, you stop just helping and you start needing to help. You start scanning for what's wrong. You start over-investing in people who didn't ask for your involvement. You start feeling responsible for emotions that were never yours to carry. And you tell yourself it's because you care deeply. But underneath that, something else is happening. You pour into others because you fear confronting your own emptiness. Because when things go quiet, when nobody needs you, when there's nothing to fix, there's a feeling that rises. And instead of sitting with it, you text, you advise, you analyze, you step in. Because fixing other people becomes a way to avoid feeling broken yourself. And it's easier to manage someone else's chaos than to sit inside your own stillness. And over time, that avoidance starts to feel like purpose. The mind is clever that way. It turns coping into identity. It tells you, this is who you are. The helper, the strong one, the reliable one, the one people come to. But there's a hidden cost to that identity because now your value starts to depend on problems. No problems, no role. No crisis, no importance. No one struggling, no sense of meaning. So even peace starts to feel uncomfortable. Chaos becomes your baseline. Fixing someone is controlling their journey, even if it feels like care. It slowly becomes direction. It becomes interference, dressed as help. Trying to save other people keeps you stuck in your own wounded identity. Because every time you focus on their healing, you're avoiding your own. And the truth most people don't want to face. There's an old saying, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. No matter how clearly you see what they need, no matter how much it hurts you to watch them struggle, no matter how much you want to take that weight off them, if they don't choose it, it was never yours to carry. And when that truth lands, something uncomfortable happens because it removes control. And most people confuse control with care. At that point, it stops being help and starts becoming interference. Love doesn't mean losing yourself in someone else's chaos. If you keep abandoning yourself to hold someone else together, that isn't love anymore. That's self-abandonment disguised as compassion. And real compassion is harder than that. True compassion means allowing other people to experience their own process fully, to rise through what they go through and fall when they need to, without stepping in to take the lesson away from them. Like a child learning to walk, if you never let them fall, they don't learn balance. They don't learn trust in their own body. They don't learn strength. And it's the same with adults. Without consequence, there is no growth. And here is where the shift happens. You still stand in your power, but you take off the cape. You are not their healer. You are your own. You were never responsible for carrying other people's lives at the cost of losing yours. And when you finally see that clearly, the weight changes. Because you don't lose love, you lose the need to control it. Let go of being a savior and start paying attention to the part of you you've been avoiding while saving everyone else. There are 3 simple things to notice when this pattern shows up. First, notice urgency. If you feel an immediate need to fix, respond, or intervene, pause before you act. Second, ask yourself honestly, did they ask me for this, or am I inserting myself into it? Third, watch what you feel when you don't help. If discomfort shows up, that discomfort is often the real signal, not the situation itself. And what I mean by this is your need to want to help is overpowering your ability to analyze whether you should help or you shouldn't help. This is where empathy and responsibility separate. That's where your awareness starts. If this resonated with you, like the video now and know you're not alone in this pattern. And this is only one layer of it. In the next video, we'll be going deeper, discussing the fear of being seen and why intimacy terrifies us. Subscribe so you don't miss out.